Thanks a lot, Caroline. Two questions. What's the ultimate goal of this blockade? Is it indefinite? And is the ceasefire that's in place right now also indefinite?
Look, again, I'm not going to set a timetable for the president. He has not done that, and I won't. I know there's been some anonymous sourced reporting that there was maybe a 3 to 5 day deadline. That is not true. The president has not set a deadline himself. Ultimately, he will dictate the timetable. And again, he is satisfied with the naval blockade, and he understands that Iran is in a very weak position, and the cards are in President Trump's hands right now. Mary Bruce.
The president is not setting a deadline with this ceasefire right now, but this war has already gone on longer than he said it would initially. How long should Americans be prepared for this war to go on?
Look, I think President Trump ultimately will dictate the timeline, and he will do so when he feels is in the best interest of the United States and the American people.
Sure, thank you very much. So in the same day, the president said that he doesn't want to extend the ceasefire and the bombs would start falling after the end of the ceasefire. And unilaterally, he declared that the ceasefire would be extended indefinitely. Iranian state media are openly mocking the President of the United States and saying we didn't even request the extension of the ceasefire. What's the response from the President of the United States?
The response is you guys all see a lot of different messaging coming out of Iran, a lot of different rhetoric and language from them. I would caution you to take anything that they say at face value. What we've seen is that what they say publicly is much different than what they concede to the United States and our negotiating team privately. I've said that repeatedly to all of you in the news media, and you should take our word for it.
Thank you so much, Caroline. So, how long is the president willing to wait for the Iranians to come to the table, and does he trust the Iranians to come to the table?
Again, I've now been asked this question a few different times, a few different ways. I'm not going to set a deadline.
A lot of the negotiations, or it seems public statements that we've seen from the president come on True Social and the Iranians on X, a lot of back and forth there. Did the president's True Social post throughout the day ahead of these negotiations have a negative impact on the negotiations?
I think look at where we are right now. The president chose to extend the ceasefire because it's Iran who needs to get their acts together. The United States and President Trump have been very clear in our demands and our red lines and what we need to see in the best interest of the American people and our country and our allies from the very beginning. So the short answer to your question is no.
Does the White House have an understanding at this point of who inside of Iran will have the final sign-off on a deal?
The White House and our intelligence community certainly has a good understanding. However, we want to see a unified response and a unified proposal. To the previous question's point, you see a lot of different messaging on social media from many people within the regime, and a lot of that public nonsense is not what we hear from them privately. But again, we want a unified response, and that's what the president is awaiting. Again, I'll leave our intelligence community and the president to decide.
Jelajahi cara baru mendapatkan informasi. Download MetroTV Extend sekarang.